Storm Tracker 13 forecast first. Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Good afternoon and happy Monday. We are dealing with mostly cloudy skies and occasionally a little shower, but the stormy weather for the afternoon, that's still a couple hours away. Temperatures, though, are cooler than where we were on Sunday, mostly attributed to the cloud cover that we're still experiencing, but it is 9 to 13 degrees cooler in the PD. Temperatures for some of us are still in the 70s, quite the turnaround compared to what we were dealing with every single day last week. This should feel much better. It's 80 in Myrtle Beach and 83 along the North Strand. Showers and storms, though, will be approaching, firing up isolated in the early afternoon. The best coverage is going to be during the evening, but temperatures are going to stay below average for the remainder of the day, and we're going to do the exact same thing tomorrow.
Coverage you can count on at noon starts now.
Thank you for joining us for local coverage you can count on. I'm Jevin McCoskey. First at noon, President Trump says there will be a special funeral service for South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, who passed away suddenly over the weekend. Nana Bonsu has more details from Capitol Hill.
Flags are at half staff outside the White House in the U.S. Capitol to mourn the passing of South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham.
We lost a great person, a kind person, a very smart person.
President Trump spoke with Graham shortly before his passing Saturday. Graham, who was a staunch advocate of the military and a foreign policy hawk, had just returned from his 10th wartime trip to Ukraine.
You know who really lost? Israel, Ukraine, a lot of countries that he really fought for. And they lost somebody who was very special.
Doctors say they believe a tear in the senator's main artery to the heart was the cause of death.
On Capitol Hill, Graham was known as someone who would work across the aisle, even in this sharply divided political climate.
No better friend, no tougher adversary.
His wit and his humor brought the Senate colleagues together.
Senator Graham was in the midst of a re-election campaign when he passed away, and every vote is critical for Republicans who hold a slim margin in the Senate.
I hope that the governor will put a placeholder and let the voters decide. And so I think in the next several hours or next day or so, we'll figure out who that person is.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster is expected to announce a temporary replacement this afternoon. Nana Bonsu, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Trump posted on social media that he told South Carolina's governor that he believes Graham's sister, Darlene, would be the best fit to fill Graham's seat until a new senator is selected. Governor Henry McMaster is set to hold a news conference this afternoon in Columbia at 4 p.m. to announce a Senate appointment. News 13 will bring that to you live on air and on our website, WBTW.com. We also have a special section dedicated to Senator Graham online at WBTW.com. Also new at noon, 3 people face 5 counts of attempted murder charges after a shooting in the PD. Florence police arrested Nasir Timmons, Deontavis Williams, and Decarius Claiborne in connection with the shooting on Maxwell Street on Friday. Police say during the shooting, a home was hit about 17 times by gunfire. 5 people were inside the home at the time, including 2 kids. Thankfully, no one was hurt. New at noon, a pedestrian is dead after they were involved in a crash in Horry County this morning. The Highway Patrol said the incident happened around 3:30 this morning in the area of Highway 707 and Circle Lane. That's not far from Bay Road. Troopers say a 2008 Lexus sedan was driving north on Highway 707 when it hit the pedestrian who was walking in the road. They died on the scene. The name of the person hit and killed has not yet been released. We also don't know if any charges are expected. One person is dead after a box truck crash on Interstate 95 in Dillon County. The South Carolina Highway Patrol says the crash happened around 6:15 yesterday morning near the 192-mile marker on I-95 southbound. Troopers say a 2021 International box truck traveled off the left side of the roadway and then overturned. The driver, who was the truck's only occupant, died at the scene. Investigators are ongoing. One person is dead after a 2-vehicle crash in Marion County. The South Carolina Highway Patrol says the crash happened yesterday on Highway 41 near Ponderosa Road. Troopers say a 1997 Toyota Corolla and a 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe collided while traveling north on Highway 41. The driver of the Toyota, who was the only person in the vehicle, died at the scene. The driver of the Hyundai was injured. The crash remains under investigation. A 17-year-old Florence County teen is dead after a weekend shooting. Florence County deputies say the shooting happened just before midnight Saturday in the area of the Glendale subdivision and Battery Park off McCurdy Road. The Florence County Coroner's Office says 17-year-old Zylan Dixon of Lake City died in the shooting. 3 other victims hurt during the incident are expected to be okay. Anyone with information is asked to call the Florence County Sheriff's Office. Florence County deputies responded to another shooting last night in the Lake City area. The incident happened just after 5:15 on Daniels Road. That's just off Highway 378. This is all the information that's been released. Count on News 13 to bring you the very latest once we get more information. Power lines were ripped down in Florence County after a storm went through the area. Florence County Fire Rescue says the storm brought down 12 power poles, which left extensive damage and forced Old Marion Highway to close. Officials say the roadway remained closed while crews worked to replace the damage. They added a camper was also overturned by the storm and caught fire. Fire crews quickly put out the fire. Officials say 2 people were taken in for treatment with minor injuries. And take a look at these pictures sent in by viewer Jared Miles. He was traveling down Old Marion Highway when the power lines fell, trapping his car. Luckily, no one was hurt. The Florence County Fire Rescue is reminding residents to use extreme caution during and after severe weather, adding down power lines should always be considered energized and dangerous. Well, at least 27 people are dead and dozens injured after a massive fire engulfed a Bangkok pub overnight. Cell phone video showed thick smoke and flames violently shooting out of the beer hall as patrons fled to safety. Local authorities say the blaze broke out shortly before midnight and that it took about half an hour for firefighters to get it under control. Forensics crews were seen searching through the charred debris after the fire this morning, searching for victims and answers. Thailand's Prime Minister says a musician who survived the fire said he saw smoke coming out of a circuit breaker near the stage before the power went out, and then an explosion was heard and thick smoke quickly filled the place.
Everybody try to flee themselves from the smokes and the flame. So many of them were not able to make their way out because they went to the back of the building.
The Prime Minister says many bodies were found in the back of the building where the bathrooms were located. Some Buddhist monks visited the scene Monday to pray for the victims. Terrifying video from Yellowstone National Park where a bison chased a 65-year-old man through the trees, then flipped him into the air. CBS News' Tom Hansen has the story and a warning: you may find some of the footage disturbing.
Everyone's bison! Look out, bison!
Photographer Mike McLeod was camping in Yellowstone National Park on Friday when his wife saw a bull bison approach. He grabbed his camera and started shooting.
You can see these 2 people walking along the perimeter road of the campground, and they take out their phones and get some pictures or video. And as soon as the bison stands up, the grandfather, he's like, "We're out of here, let's go."
After a white pickup passes, the bison springs up and charges toward the pair as they hid behind trees.
After the second loop around, the bison finally caught up to the grandfather, hooked him, and threw him up in the air.
McLeod says the man was laying on the ground at the mercy of the bison. That's when he put down his camera and went to help.
I charged the bison, yelling and screaming and kind of trying to put my camera up in the air, and a bunch of other men joined me, and we successfully hazed the bison off of the victim.
He says emergency vehicles arrived within 10 minutes. According to the park's website, bison run 3 times faster than humans, weigh up to 2,000 pounds, and visitors are advised to stay at least 25 yards away. This is the second documented bison attack in the park this year. Park officials say bison will defend their space when threatened, but according to McLeod, that wasn't the case this time.
They did everything right, and the bottom line is people come to the national park because it's wild and risky, and that's part of the downside is there's a risk.
And McLeod says he's been in touch with the family, who says he underwent surgery and is recovering in the hospital. Now, McLeod, who, by the way, is also a wildlife biologist, says the attack happened at the start of breeding season, which means males are more aggressive as they compete for dominance. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Mostly cloudy skies are still overtaking most of the area, and showers and thunderstorms are just a couple hours away. We do have a small risk of some severe weather later this afternoon, and we'll talk about that after this.